Hello, hello, hello. I'm just going to wait a few minutes. Okay. Let's get right into it. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today here at Confident Chronicles. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining this masterclass, Unleash Your Power Masterclass. I'm so excited to be here and be here for each and every one of you here today. Before we begin, let's talk about social media, where you can find me. Confident Chronicles on Instagram, Confident Chronicles on Facebook. She's Jessica Garcia on Snapchat, Confident Chronicles on Periscope. Go ahead, find me, reach out to me there, and let's stay connected. I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. Who am I? So I'm a transformational breakthrough coach. I am a coach for ladies that are ready to become unstoppable, unleashing their inner queen, doing what sets their soul on fire, lighting them up from the inside out. Okay, and you are here because you are watching the masterclass for unleashing your power. So let's get right into what we're going to be discussing today. The first thing we're going to be discussing is how to make sense of what's going on in your life right now. What is your story? We're also going to discuss how you can up-level your potential to really get the results that you need in your life. We are going to be discussing the importance of maintaining a work-life balance and how truly important it is for you to achieve the life that you want and actually get more done when you do maintain a proper work-life balance. Last thing we're going to be discussing is how to tie it in all together so that you can feel powerful. How I'm going to give you some tips on confidence so that you can really get yourself there. Okay, so I want to tell you just a little bit about my story. I suffered severely through insecurities. I had many insecurities growing up as a child. I was constantly feeling like I was not good enough. Like I was not happy in my own skin. I was not happy in my life and my situation. I didn't really understand my worth. And then somehow I ended up in a relationship for a very long time. And this relationship was an emotional, abusive relationship. It was a mentally abusive relationship, emotionally abusive. I was extremely unhappy. And, so that's pretty much what happened. I was a social hermit, incredibly awkward. I couldn't be around people. I didn't know how to start a conversation. I didn't know anything. Last thing I imagined was that I would be a transformational breakthrough coach at all. Definitely didn't think that I would be that. So here I am. I've applied these tips that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today into my own personal life. So I know for a fact that they are super duper effective if you use them. And we're going to just dive right into it. So I read somewhere that a lack of control can actually really make you feel like you constantly have to reevaluate your goals. And I believe that to be true at times, because if you're constantly thinking about you have to work around someone else and not feeling like you have the right to make your own decisions, or feeling like life is really getting in the way of you making your decisions, then that's something that you really need to do something about. We really need to get to. So The first thing that we talk about is owning your story. So owning your story. And what I mean by that is we all have a story. I just shared my story with you, how I was before, years ago, and how things were for me growing up and in my relationship. And, it's a very big difference from the way I was then and how I am now. So my thing is, you have to be able to own your story. I know maybe in your current situation right now, you probably feel like, your life is in shambles or things are not going your way. Maybe you're dealing with some financial issues. You're probably dealing with some emotional issues, health issues, relationship issues, whatever the case may be. And you may feel like this is a tough season. And granted, no one's saying it's not a tough season, but you have to be able to own your story. The moment you see yourself going around telling people, this is going on with me, oh, I don't understand, and X, Y, and Z, and kind of making people feel sorry for you, you put yourself as a victim. Now the universe hears this and saying, oh, okay, she wants more of this. Versus if you say your story to people, even if you may feel, for whatever reason, you're judging yourself and you may feel ashamed of your story, trust me, there's someone out there that really, really needs to hear your story and will benefit from your story. So the moment you share your story with them, you're no longer a victim anymore. Now you're victorious. Why? Because you're lifting and you're inspiring other people. You're helping them get out of whatever situation they're in. How? By seeing you and seeing how you are responding to your own life story. And that is going to help them make them a better person. And in return, what it's going to do for you, it's going to make you feel powerful. And that's the idea. You see, when I turned around and I shared my story, despite of the fact that I was feeling completely ashamed of the person that I was at the time, and being in my situation with my relationships and things like that, when I shared my story with someone, there was someone out there that had to hear my story. And I inspired them to do better, which in turn made me feel good and made me feel powerful. And it made me want to keep going and continue to share my story to help other people. And where am I now? I'm a transformational breakthrough coach that helps women they're already amazing. I just help them become queens. I just help them realize that their power is living inside of them and they need to let it shine. And how did that happen? Through me sharing my story. So the next thing you need to do is to unleash your power is up-level your potential. So you asked me, just what do you mean by up-level your potential? Great. I'm glad that you asked. Up-level your potential means, what have you been doing to make yourself smarter than yesterday? What have you been doing? Are you learning something new? Are you reading a book that's going to help you in something that you don't know? Are you reading a book that's going to help elevate you, level you up? Are you listening to audiobooks? Are you taking courses? Are you, connecting with other people that are on that level that you want to be? The idea is that you have to take yourself from that comfortable place that you're in right now and push yourself further. Take yourself out of that and pull yourself further out where you're super duper uncomfortable. That's the only way you're going to see a difference. That's the only way you're going to get things done. That's the only way you're truly going to up-level your potential. When I was going through the situations that I was going through, and I mean, I was in a very dark place, believe me. I was in a very dark place. I was constantly finding ways to learn, to get better. I love real estate and development. So I took every course under the sun and got certified. And, I could work with the best of them right now for real estate if I wanted to. And that's only because I knew that I didn't want to stay in the place that I was. I didn't want to mentally stay, emotionally stay. I did not want that. So I knew that I had to be better. I had to become better. I read books on money mindset. I read books on mindset, period. I was constantly taking courses. I was networking with the right people, even if I was uncomfortable, because I'm telling you, I was a social hermit. But I did it because I knew that I had to get out of that situation. I had to change my story. I had to change my journey, and I had to unleash my power. It was ready to come out. So I did what I had to do. The third thing that we are going to talk about that is going to help you unleash your power is keeping a strong work and life balance. Listen, I'm a mom with 3 kids. I have a husband and a nanny. I work and I have my business. I know busy. And I have to keep myself like aligned with the things that I need to do. If that to-do list is too long for you and it's just unrealistic, look over that to-do list and start, you know what, delegating to other people, giving some things away if you don't need it. If it's not going to bring you any value, if it's not going to help you make money, if it's not going to help up level you in any kind of way, shape, or form, then there's no reason for you to be wasting your time with it. There's no reason. And the things that you do have to do, prioritize. What is important? What needs to get done ASAP, like yesterday? What could wait till later? Things that can wait till later, put them away. Out of sight, out of mind. You don't need to see them. You don't need to waste time looking at them or dealing with it at all. Focus on the things that you need to get done and be realistic with your time. I share my schedule with my husband. We have very busy schedules. My husband's also an entrepreneur. We have very busy schedules. So we have to share our schedule. We have to make sure that we're on the same page when it comes to everything, including my client calls, including this masterclass. So make sure that if it's just more than one person, that everyone is on the same page. If you need to whip out a calendar, I do everything through my phone. Everything is done through my phone. I just prefer it that way. I am old school when it comes to writing things out, but when it comes to calendar and things like that, I prefer electronically because we can share it with each other. And if we have to make changes, that's totally fine. Another thing, if people ask you to do something, I know if you're like me, where for me, it was incredibly awkward to say no. I just couldn't get myself to say no because I thought and I swore that I was breaking somebody's heart and they were just going to go crying to the corner. But that's not the case. And even if it was the case, it doesn't matter because this is about you and it's time for you to put yourself first. So that means everyone else is just going to have to deal with whatever they're dealing with. Because if it doesn't, again, we go back to this. If it doesn't make you money and it's not going to benefit you or value you in any single way, then it's not something that you can do. Say it politely. I'm sorry, but I can't do this. Not right now, not later. I'm just too busy. I'd love to help you with something else if I can, maybe, but I can't do this right now. And stand your ground. Be firm. You can't do it. You can't do it. If they love you, they'll understand. Because time is the most valuable thing. And trust me when I say you can get money back, but you can never get your time back. So from now on, now that you're becoming more aware of how to unleash your power, you need to be more aware of your time and how you're spending it. So keeping a strong work-life balance. Those tips, I hope they helped, and please put them into practice. Please put them into practice. Another thing, some people say 21 days. I always tell people between 21 days to 30 days. If you do something between 21 days to 30 days long enough, then it becomes a habit. So make sure that these tips that you're learning tonight in today's masterclass, that you're putting them into practice. Between 21 to 30 days, do it every single day and see how you feel. Notice a change in your life. Notice a shift in your energy. Everything is going to be different when you see that you're putting effort into truly owning your power. Last thing we're going to talk about is confidence. Hello. That's like important over here because if you're owning your power, you're feeling like this queen or king. If you're, a guy watching, you really need to feel confident. And confidence, as easy as it may sound, it's super duper difficult for some of us. So what is my suggestion to you? Take baby steps, but take them. Again, we go back to stepping out of your comfort zone. So we tend to do, what we tend to do is we tend to stay right within our comfort, right? What makes us feel comfortable. For a very, very long time, I would not even get on social media. I could not. I would not. There was no way anyone could get me on social media. And I just didn't feel comfortable because, again, I was a social hermit. So social media, social hermit, right? But then I realized that in order for me to really become the woman that I wanted to be and own my power the way I truly wanted to, I had to do things that made me uncomfortable. And one of the things that are going to make you uncomfortable with your confidence is stepping outside of your comfort zone. So think of the things that you wouldn't do normally. And maybe make a list of those things that you wouldn't normally do, but you deep down would love to do. You just can't see yourself kind of doing it right now. And I challenge you to take one of those things, maybe once a day or every other day. The point is that you stick to it and do it. Do it, do it, do it. Do it if it makes you uncomfortable. Do it until you get completely comfortable with doing it. Another tip that I have for you, and this is a great tip. If you're not into visualizing, well, you're going to be into visualizing now, because we're about to use our imagination. I want you to think of yourself, of how you would feel when you're your most confident. Your most confident. How would you feel? How would you act? How would you behave? How would you speak? How would you walk? What is your posture? How would you sit? Think about that feeling. Imagine that feeling. And do this first thing when you wake up in the morning. Do it as you're walking out of your door. Do it. Do it and imagine yourself. Think of that person inside of you that's extremely confident, and let that person shine right through you. Let them shine right through you. You're going to be aware of it, obviously, because you're doing it and your mind is on it. So you know you're doing this. But through your day, it's kind of going to wear off and you're going to keep going on your day. But then there'll be moments where something might have happened to trigger that uncomfortable feeling again, like you're doubting yourself. You're feeling powerless. You're feeling like you're lacking confidence. And I challenge you, and this is a homework I want you to do. I challenge you to bring that person right back out. Bring them right back out. And come back out with this person, the way they would sit, the way they would act, the way they would feel, the way they would move, the way they would speak, and bring them out again. Do this every single day until this person becomes you. Because the idea is that this person is living inside of you already. All you have to do is let them out. And I know it may seem like it's out of this world, it's so big, you can't do it, but you can, and you will. All it takes are just baby steps. So, in conclusion to this super duper quick masterclass, what we've covered is how to unleash your power. Well, how do you unleash your power? You unleash your power through owning your story. You unleash your power through up-leveling your potential. You unleash your power, keeping a strong work-life balance where you're in control of your time, because time is valuable and you could never get it back. And you unleash your power through your confidence, which you will dig deep right into it and pull it right out and let it shine to the world, because you are just a beautiful, powerful being, and the whole world needs to see you, and it's time. So here's what I have for you. I want to help you. I want to hold your hand. I want to take you through that. Hop on a call with me. Hop on a clarity call with me. let's talk about the next step, how we can get you there. I'm going to put my calendar link on there for you so that you can have access to my calendar, and we could set something up as soon as possible, because it's time for you to stop living small and start living large. Let's do it. Let's get it done. I can't, for some reason, I don't know how to, oh wait, hold on. I think I can. See, this techie stuff is kind of like, hold on. Oh goodness. How do I do this? All right. I can't seem to get the chat box open, but I wanted to invite you to a 30-minute clarity session with me so that we can take this by the horns and move forward fearlessly. It's time for you to really, really dig deep and unleash your power. That's it. Stop playing small. Let's do it. I'm here. If you have any questions at all, I'm here. You can ask me anything. As I said, I was a social hermit. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to feel hopeless. I know what it's like to live in fear. Let me tell you how New Year's was so difficult for me. Every New Year was so hard for me. I could not live. On New Year's Eve, I wanted to die because I really, really believed that the next year, something horrible was going to happen. And I couldn't handle change. And you know what? At the end of the day, change is beautiful. Change is good. Embrace change. Open your arms to change, because it's beautiful what God has in store for you. So let's work together. I am going to, once I finish here, I'm going to post it on. I'm going to enable the chat so that I can put my calendar on there. Get on a call with me ASAP, and let's walk you through this transformation once and for all. I love you. God bless. Be well. And I send you all of my love.